Welcome back to the Tiffany Paul Show, you guys. I am coming back to life, I think. I knew this would happen, but I don't want to speak too soon because, fucking life. But I'm slowly having a little less anxiety. I'm slowly feeling a little bit more like myself. I'm slowly understanding kind of why and how I fell so fucking deep and dark and got so fucking lost. And I thought I would share a little bit of the insights, the theory that the current working hypothesis as to why the fuck I lost my damn mind and why I'm coming back to life. So, you know how last episode I was talking about ego deaths and I was like, a part of you feels like you're dying. And so you feel like you're dying. And I've been so confused. I'm like, what part of me is dying? I don't even get it because I feel like I've already shed so much. I left corporate America. I've, left businesses, I've left my marriage. And so I've been grappling with this whole idea of why do I feel like I'm dying? And what part of me is dying? And I think that's been the hardest part is my mind is why do you feel like this? Why do you feel like you're dying? What part of you is dying? Again, nothing fucking that bad happened. And in the past, it was I could point to a very specific thing. It's you left corporate America, your business went under, you left your marriage, you had children, there's a pandemic. There's always a fucking reason that I could point to say, my identity is shifting, something is changing in my reality. So I am grieving the old me and not yet the new me. And I understand this because I have been through this in the past. But this time, I don't even understand who's dying. What part of me is dying? Nothing really has changed in my life. It's been 2 years post-divorce. I have already grieved that identity. Nothing's really changing. And I don't understand what is happening. And so what I think my working theory currently is that in the months leading up to the rock bottom, the ego death, the lowest of the low, there was a situation that was very activating for, let's call them the old me. It brought out the worst in me, the worst attributes in me. It brought out old patterns, old coping mechanisms. I was trying to control the situation. I was trying to fix the situation. I was feeling anxious and dysregulated. I was even kind of people-pleasing, ignoring my own needs. I was self-abandoning. I was lowering my standards. I looked at that version of myself and I was like, who the fuck is this person? She's crazy. She's lost her mind. She's lowered her standards. She is triggered. I'm reactionary. I'm fucking yelling. I'm a bitch. I'm not the best version of me. And so that situation really shined a light on the parts of me that still needed to be healed. And so while that situation was uncomfortable, walking away from that situation was me reclaiming the parts of me that said, actually, whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm not going to stay in the situation where I feel the need to fix this person. And I am not going to stay in a situation where I settle and play small and lower my standards, where I don't experience reciprocity, where I accept anything less than what I know I am worthy and deserve, and also anything less than what I have to give. And I was overgiving, and it was just a mess. And so it brought out every part of me that was not so cute, but also every part of me that wanted to die. It was it wanted me to feel one last time how draining and exhausting it is to overgive, to try to fix, to try to control, to fucking contort yourself into a version that's not going to offend somebody else or upset somebody else. And also it showed me oh, it doesn't feel good to be reactive. It doesn't feel good to be dysregulated and anxious. These are all behaviors that I need to own. We can blame the situation, or I could take a look at myself and say, why the fuck are you acting like this? Because underneath all those behaviors is a root cause, and it's not that situation. All those situations all those patterns and behaviors that are not healthy were parts of me that were developed to protect me, to keep me safe. And I can say to myself, never get myself into a situation like that in which it brings out the worst in me and that I feel unsafe and I feel disrespected. Or I could take radical ownership over my life and say, actually, looks like you still have some stuff you might want to work through. And that's what I've done. And so I have been working on the parts of me that felt so out of control, that felt the need to like take control of the situation so I could feel safe. The part of me that felt like, can't everybody just get their shit together? Because if everybody gets their shit together, then I'm safe. It's less about them getting their shit together and more about me feeling safe when people don't have their shit together. It's like looking deep inside me and wondering and asking myself, why do I feel the need to control everything? Why do I feel the need to fix other people? Is it about them or is it about my inability to feel safe and stable when people don't act the way that I prefer? When people don't show up with the same level of respect or communication or care that I show up to in relationships, in situations. So I got to take a really hard look at those parts of myself the past few months. And what I'm realizing is that I think what's maybe dying within me, fingers fucking crossed, is these old behaviors, these old patterns that kept me in situations and in relationships that were not for my highest good. And it was in walking away from that situation that I don't need to control, fix, force. Like, that is why I have the word force tattooed on my arm, because I don't want to force shit. And if I feel like I'm forcing shit, I can exit. And it was in walking away from that situation that I'm realizing that was a proclamation to myself that I no longer wanted to be the version of me that controlled and forced and fixed and took all the responsibility and the weight on my shoulders to make it right, make sure everybody's okay. And in walking away from that situation, I reclaimed the part of me that said, I actually don't need to fix, I don't need to control, and I don't need to force. And it was in the walking away that I got to rewire in my nervous system. Like, I am safe to walk away. I don't need to stay and fix and control and force. And I'm realizing now that the part of me that wants to control, that wants to fix everything and everything to go my way, that version of me was born out of fear. Because chaos and uncertainty were not a safe place. And so many of us have this fear of uncertainty, the fear of the unknown. And walking away from that scenario was an opportunity for me to say, I actually don't want to exist in those energies anymore. And so I can obviously just avoid those situations for the rest of my life. But walking away, I didn't just walk away and say, this is all them. This has nothing to do with me. I use this time to really look within and say, I saw these patterns and behaviors loud and clear. And how can I do deeper healing work within myself to get them fucking out of my system? Because I don't enjoy them. No one enjoys them. And so I have been doing the healing work. And I'm realizing that as I'm letting go of the version of me that felt she needed to control and force and fix everything, that I am letting a part of me die that no longer serves me. And so I thought I would just bring this new revelation to the pod, because maybe what is dying within you isn't a title you had or a role you played or a relationship. Maybe it's a behavior. Maybe it's an old pattern that is like begging you to let it go. And I think a big program that's up for a lot of us, a big pattern, is that of control. We are being forced and faced with situations beyond our control so that we can see the part of us that wants to control and fix everything. And it's the worst when you feel like you can't fucking control what's going on. And so if that's you and you have been faced with something where you're like, this is completely out of my control and like I'm just spiraling over here. I feel like I'm dying. Maybe it's because the part of you that's been trying to control everything is fucking tired and she's over it and she wants to be put to rest. And so I invite you to look within and say, how can I let this part of me die? How can I just allow? And there's a reason that whole fucking Mel Robbins thing went viral, the let them theory. That's not even a complex theory. The theory is just let people be them. Let them, let them. Why did that go fucking off the fucking rails viral? Because everybody's trying to fucking control everybody else. And the truth is we can't control other people. And why is it so fucking hard for us to let go of control? I don't fucking know, but all I know is that if you're being forced to the situation and where you feel out of control, that is your invitation to look within and say, maybe I don't want to be this version of me anymore. Maybe I don't want to be the version of me that's trying to control everything and everyone. Let that version of you go. And trust me, you're watching this, you're going to be like, okay, cool. I would love to not control, but how do I do that? Like, I don't have all the answers. I can tell you what I'm doing. First off, I'm acknowledging that part. I'm bringing love to that part. I am saying, I understand why you want to control this because at a time, this was a coping mechanism you used because you felt scared and unsafe. And I understand why that part of you was born. I also am witnessing the hatred I have towards that part of me. Like, part of me hates the controlling side of me. Like a big part of me. Because she's fucking annoying. Because she annoys people. She makes people uncomfortable. And she gets me in trouble because she's like such a fucking know-it-all. Like, I hate the controlling part of me. And I have to learn to love and accept that part of me. And see where she's coming from. And why she does what she does. And so bringing love and compassion to the part of you that's maybe controlling or trying to fix or trying to force things or that is very reactive or, acting in a way that isn't in alignment with who you truly are. Like, how can you bring more compassion and love to that part so that you just understand her better? Because when you feel like you understand that part of you better, I feel like she can relax versus when you're in resistance to her. And then it's like this constant battle. And so part of what's helped me get to these like awarenesses is like I'm working with different coaches. I'm working with a therapist. I am doing inner child work. I'm doing somatic work like in the body. Like I am actively working on this, not just crossing my fingers, but don't worry, I'm also praying. I pray to God. I pray specifically to have that part of me be transformed into a version of me that is at peace, who surrenders, who allows. And I just continually pray for that part of me to be transformed and healed, you know? And so that's something you can try. I would get mad at God because I'd be like praying and praying and praying. And I'm like, I'm still controlling. Could you do something here? Like, could you step up? Because like, I'm really fucking trying and like my prayers aren't working. I'm still controlling. And, that's where sometimes we just have to like take ownership as our human selves and do the work and hire the coach and go to therapy and like read the books and figure out, what it is you need. Follow your own intuition and do it in the here and now, not just waiting for God to grant us a miracle, but like we can pray too, And the other thing I would say about fixing it is just like accepting it. It's funny, I said, we don't want to fix it, but we're trying to fix it. But that's the thing is like, maybe we don't need to fix it. We just need to accept this is who we are, And the right people in our lives are going to accept us for who we are. Because at the end of the day, nobody's perfect. And we all have our shadows and we all have our wounding and we all have our like weird coping mechanisms and defense mechanisms. Like we're never going to be perfect people. But like if we expect other people to love and accept us as we are, we have to love and accept ourselves as we are. And I truly believe that what's happening on the planet at this time, like why it has gotten so fucking dark lately is because a lot of us are being forced to look at our shadows and offer them love and understanding and compassion. And that's how we bring light into the darkness, like in a literal format. It's not this, you might hear that in spirituality, like bringing light to the darkness. Like, yeah, it sounds good in theory, but like how do you actually do it? How you actually bring light into the darkness is you love the parts of you that you don't fucking like. I don't like the controlling side of me, but can I find it in me to love and accept her and understand her? And so that's what I'm working on, letting that part of me die. And does that mean she's gone forever? Who fucking knows? But like, I can't attach to that outcome. I need to just surrender. I need to let go. I need to trust God, trust timing, trust the universe, and just know that I am whole and complete as I am, even when I'm imperfect, even when I'm losing my temper, even when I'm a bitch, even when I'm controlling. So one step closer to figuring out why I feel like I'm dying. So that is today's update. Let's get into today's question. Okay, so here's today's question. I feel like I've been living on autopilot for years. How do I reconnect to my truth without blowing up my life? Well, friend, you're asking the wrong person because I love to blow up my life, but I get it. That's probably why you're asking me, because to me, the moment I'm uncomfortable, I'm like, quit the job, leave the marriage, close the business down, and I definitely blow things up rather quickly. But now that I've blown up so much, I don't have much left to blow up. So that's kind of, I'm out of ideas as far as how to move forward in life. No, I'm just kidding. But I mean, I'm fucking blowing up the old iteration of the podcast. Like, I'm constantly evolving. I'm constantly growing. So I think I would just start there and say, like, you don't have to blow up your life, but just understand that you are growing. You are evolving. So if you're always changing, your life should change alongside with it. And so when you think of the word blow up, I'm assuming you think of like make a massive change, like leaving a job, leaving a relationship, moving to a new city. And so start small. You are changing and evolving at a slow and steady rate every day. So the change that you need to make within your life doesn't need to be this massive, huge shift. Like, if that's what your heart is saying to do and your intuition is calling for, then fucking leap. But not everybody is made for just jumping off a cliff and fingers crossed they aren't gonna die. Because the one thing that I know about your intuition is that your intuition will fucking push you off a cliff sometime, and there is no fucking parachute. Instead, it's like, why don't you just jump and see if you can fly? Oh, you can't fly? Well, you're gonna die. Like, the intuition is savage. The intuition will literally lead you to your death so you can learn a fucking lesson. And so sometimes, like, can be scary to trust your intuition, because sometimes what's behind that intuitive ping is like you're about to like learn a fucking hard ass lesson, and just trust that everything is like for your greatest good. And so with that, know that like sometimes like you don't even need to blow up your own life. Like, God's going to blow up your life. You're going to lose the job. You're going to get broken up with. You're like, a major change is going to fucking happen, whether you choose it or not. So if you're meant to blow up your life, I'm sorry to tell you, but like the universe will probably do that. So I would say if you are getting the ping to blow up your life and you're ignoring it, you know what? The universe might come in and do it for you. So you can't avoid what is for your highest good for long. You can do it for a while, but eventually you're going to fucking, start getting that crippling anxiety or that health issue, or like your life's going to start falling apart. Like, if you're on this path to your highest self, I truly believe you cannot ignore the call. And if you do ignore the call, life is going to life, and things might start falling apart. So if you're not getting the intuitive nudge to like blow things up and you want to start small, I would say that's absolutely okay. I would say, what was the question again? I feel like I've been living on autopilot for years. How do I reconnect to my truth without blowing up my life? Okay, so you've been living on autopilot, which means that nothing has changed. But the problem with living on autopilot and not changing is that you've changed. You've evolved. So if your life is not keeping up with the rate of change, eventually there is going to be a great gap between like the life you're living and who you are. And so that may require a massive shakeup for you. And I get it. You're scared because any massive shakeup is scary. And so first and foremost, I will say you don't have to make a massive move. If that's not what's calling to you, don't worry. Just relax, take a deep breath. You're going to be all right. So living on autopilot, simple, small changes that you can do on a daily basis to stop living on autopilot would first be to ask yourself on a daily basis, what's something new I can try? Get out of the monotony that is your life. And this can be small things. So go someplace new for lunch. Take a new way to work. Meet up with a friend that you haven't seen in a while. Go to a new restaurant. Go shopping. Like, when I hear autopilot, I hear bored. Like, you're bored. You're probably bored, right? So do something new. Autopilot means same, and sameness is stagnancy. It's stale, and like nobody wants to live a boring ass stale life. So challenge yourself to do something new, and just look at this through a fun and playful lens. Like, go eat at a new restaurant, go see a new movie, go see a show, go try a hobby, go do a road trip, pack something new for lunch, change up your exercise routine. Change can be these really small moments. And I encourage you just to ask yourself, like, what sounds fun? What's something new and fun and exciting that I can try? Do you want to try reading before bed? Is there a passion on your heart that you've been wanting to do? Do you want to knit? Do you want to fucking mold some clay? Do you want to paint? Do you want to write a book? Like, just bring some fresh new energy into your life by doing new things. And the other way you can bring some freshness is by surrounding yourself with new people. To me, when I'm in new environments, meeting new people, that is the quickest way to get in that fresh energy, because it's like people and connection is like what we're here to do. So is there a club you can join? Is there an organization you can be part of? Is there an event you can attend? Get out of the autopilot energy by just shaking it up and doing new things. Like, I'm not going to go very deep on this because it sounds like you don't want to blow up your whole life. So I would say the first thing I would recommend for you is just literally do new things. Do one new thing every day. Start with eat something new for lunch or breakfast. Like, a lot of us get in like the same routine of eating the same things. Try a new workout, or if you're not working out, try working out. Move your body, and then try something for fun that week. What's something fun that you haven't tried? Like, is it one of those painting classes? Is it like go on Groupon, see what's there? Do you want to try archery? Do you want to go bowling? Do you want to like learn to surf? What's something new you can try for fun? Is there a Broadway show you want to go see? Like, is there a friend you can go visit? Is there a vacation you want to take? And so just start bringing this energy of newness. And what I love about this advice, even though it's simple, it's effective because what it forces you to do is go within and ask yourself, what sounds fun? What do I want to do? What do I want to eat? Who do I want to see? What am I excited about? What am I passionate about? So this is very simple advice, but it's advice we all should be taking, because when you're constantly checking in around what it is you want, what it is you desire, what would be fun, what would be exciting, that is you checking in with your true and authentic self. And so it's a very simple fucking thing, but it's actually going to be the unlock to a more authentic you. And when you're living in your authenticity and your truth and what you desire in life, that is where life gets good. That's where you get out of autopilot and into authenticity. So boom. Try something new. That is the advice for you. All right, guys, let's end with today's rant. Today's rant is about my water machine thingy-bajiggy at the refrigerator, because it just takes a long fucking time. You know how when you're really fucking thirsty and then you like take your glass and then you put it to the water disbursement thingy-bajiggy, and it's like it takes like 30 seconds to fill up. And the thing is, I was thirsty like minutes ago, and then just watching the water go down when I'm like thirsty and I can't drink it, it's like I don't have the willpower to wait for the whole glass to be filled. So I always like cave when it's like halfway full, and I like chug it and then I have to go again. It's like a whole process. Like, it's so fucking slow. Like, I really don't appreciate how slow my refrigerator is in dispersing the water when I need it. It's like, you know, when you need to go to the bathroom, but the moment you get into the bathroom, you like are gonna pee your pants. That's the same thing with the refrigerator. It's like I am already so fucking thirsty, and then I put my glass to the dispenser, and then it's like fucking slow motion watching that thing fill up. And like, I don't know if you can relate, but I never can wait till that glass is full. I like halfway through, I'm like, I can't take it any longer. I must drink water. And I cave, and I can never wait. Like, I need like a superpower charged like water filler upper. Like, I need to be like, I'm thirsty. Shh, it's fucking full. I'm chugging it. It is complete, versus, and then I chug, and then I'm, this is a weak ass rant. And so I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Tiffany Paul Show. I will see you guys here again next week. Thank you so much for tuning in. And if you're not already following us on YouTube, hit subscribe. Please go check us out. Love you guys.